don't blame people that are so used to being lied to, thinking that, oh, we're never really going to get what the FBI has on the Epstein files. And we'll never get it all because the bad guy's been in control for decades and most of it's probably been destroyed. But 14 terabytes were retrieved 3 weeks ago when Pam Bondi and Kash Patel raided the FBI headquarters in New York. They made the head of it step down who was covering it up. And then she said, we've got truckloads of it. It'll take a few weeks to go through it. Well, she came out yesterday and said, we've identified hundreds of new victims. It'll take time to process. We got to take out their names, but we're investigating now, and those involved will be prosecuted. Then Kyle Seraphin was scheduled for weeks on my show about the FBI files got released a month ago, where I was the target of a national security investigation under Obama that went through the Trump administration. He didn't know about it. But when I learned this new information as a side note from him today, before he went live, I said, let's forget about me being persecuted. Let's talk about what you just told me. And he goes, well, here, I'll just show you. So he showed me the text messages the last few days and today from the D.C. field office, told me the guy's name, said they're patriots, just don't say their names, but they were happy for me to know, they're listeners. And we're talking the FBI field office, in there, around the country, but also the D.C. headquarters. It was also field offices, showed me those around the country. And they've been given 14 plus terabytes, video, audio, files, just horrible stuff. And they're having to get volunteers, that's how it works, to go in and actually watch it, because it's, you know what it is. Serious crimes against children. And they've been ordered, and it was in the news. Pam Bondi said, I've got a task force, it's top priority, 24 hours a day, it's our main focus to go through all this. And what we got in the truckloads that the deep state and the Democrats, were hiding in New York, where they were running it with Comey's daughter that ran the investigations, the cover-ups. And for people that don't get this, let me explain this to you. If Trump was going to use that for blackmail in the deep state or a cover-up, he wouldn't distribute the files to the FBI field offices across the country. Like, here's the full file, go investigate, bring us cases. And that's the order. So when you're centralizing something, you run out of D.C. No, they've given it to the field offices. So they've given it to the field offices. That's the first level of the cover-up falling. To give it, because there's some good FBI agents, quite a few, but they're compartmentalized. Around half, I would say, according to my sources and experience, are good people. They deal with bank robberies, kidnappings, real stuff, money laundering. And the others at the top are political. So I'm going to say it again. They got the files in a raid 3 weeks ago, and now in the last few days, they distributed them, and so many agents got on it that it crashed the servers. But it's back up. So Trump has released the files, released the hounds, like when they release beagles or whatever, or foxhounds to go after the fox. Trump has cried havoc and loosed the hounds of war, William Shakespeare. Okay? So he has set them loose to bring the cases to the DOJ that's been told go after it. So this is seismic, this is massive, this is historic, this is huge. Do you understand? They got the files, the hidden stuff, what they got. Importantly, it's insane. They already found hundreds of victims, so there's real stuff in there. And I guess the FBI had saved some of the videos and hard drives they got from Epstein's Zorro Ranch and New Mexico and Little St. John's and the Caribbean and his New York thing and all of it. So this is insane. And all Trump's actions today were cutting all the funding to Planned Parenthood, releasing Crossfire Hurricane, on and on and on, going after the election fraud with executive orders. They're so powerful. I mean, this is incredible. I mean, day 63 is amazing. I mean, Trump has released the files to all the FBI offices. Total decentralization. They never do that. Hoover kept his blackmail files in a safe in his house. This is the complete opposite of that. This is revolution. This is the info war. The globalists try to destroy America, try to kill Trump, try to destroy me, they try to destroy you. They fucked around and they found out.
The Southern District of New York works for Pam Bondi, whether we agree with that or not, like it does. Like they actually answer to the AG, and saying that it's at the New York field office. These things are actually kept on computers. As I just said, I got a friend who is nowhere near 2,000 miles away from Washington, D.C., and he accidentally had access to these files. We were told we were going to get the Epstein binders day one. We were going to all see all the information, and it didn't come out. So we're kind of in this like now we need verification. I just listen to what people say, and then I go and see if folks can actually validate that. I've got friends that are working at headquarters. I got a couple of them at this point. There are friends of mine. It turns out when you become an FBI whistleblower, less and less people talk to you. They just don't want to get involved. But a few of them that are not scared, that are courageous and said they'd be happy to like both lose their job and shut this agency down if it had to be done. they've gone out and proactively told me, he's like, look, we've broken servers. We've had so many people accessing them to do this work. We've been working through the weekends.
You just showed me this.
Yeah, no, I'm literally showing you the people that we're talking about here. They've reached out to me and said, yeah, we have all hands on deck. I meant to go do something because he was going to go meet one of my friends, wasn't able to do so. And he's like, look, dude, I got stuff going on. I can't because we have all hands on deck meetings talking about Epstein files. We are doing the redactions. We are doing the things that were said. And then completely independent of that, I got another buddy who's much further to the west of Washington, D.C., and I'll just leave it nebulously at that, who reached out and said, I was looking for a printer. I was on my network, and they must be so actively trying to steel box this up, because when you start having too many people touch the exact same files on government computers, we had a joke, Alex, when you were working on FBI computer systems, we would always say that the motto of FBI AT is yesterday's technology tomorrow. They're just crap. They're just the worst computers you could ever have. And so apparently they crashed them all. And my guess is they started moving to more and more stable servers and accidentally opened up the permissions to people, including another buddy who had nothing to do with it. And he was like, oh yeah, I just saw there were like 14 terabytes of Epstein files.
And you were showing me, they're saying more victims than Bondi even said. I mean, this is like just massive.
Yeah, I think the information will continue to roll out as they can. But at the end of the day,
they're shocked by how when you say terabytes, they're saying it's massive.
Yeah, like 14 terabytes is like that's
so it's not a couple hundred pages like they gave Bondi.
Correct. No, that was always going to be nonsense. So,
so it appears from this information that you actually showed me, the information on your phone, this is real. It's very aggressive, like she says.
I think there's no reason not to think that. I mean, look, it's one guy sitting in headquarters and one guy sitting outside in the field. That's two sources. Is that enough for me to say, yes, there's a massive operation? Probably not. But I would say it leans that way. It makes me believe that the things that we're seeing.
Well, I mean, it means they got files, like she said.
They have things to work with.
And they're going over it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How many terabytes?
I don't know, 14, 15, something like that.
I mean, that's a lot.